since we're working, we're not getting paid today. It is 13:11. We are at home. See, I'm about a Tesla. So we're just at home. We had to forego a load going to Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. We arrived into the DC at about 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday morning, and they were like, hey, we need to take this stat like right now. We go in, we grab the trailer, and we head out about 20 miles out. One of my lines, it's called a check valve on it, went bad. We don't have no extra check valve, so this is a piece we got to grab, and we only had the time that we had between the time we had just left, like at 11, to the time we needed to get to Florida and drop off. It wouldn't have been enough time to get there and drop off the load, be there at 5 a.m. in the morning. So we ended up taking it back. And so we came home, got some rest, and they called and said, hey, we got a Buckley warrant for you for Monday. So that means that we're going to go do some work for the truck real quick. We got some bumper issues, we got the coolant issue, we got a couple more issues that we need to go ahead and scrub out, get those done, and then we'll be going to pick up a load and heading up to Colorado and then up to Wyoming. So far so good this year for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on trying to do these videos. Welcome aboard!
Alright, it is 13:33, January 3rd, Friday, 2025. We are out here at the truck. We had a load yesterday, but we got kicked off of it. Yeah, one of these lines under here are busted. We're gonna have to go. We kicked ourselves off of it, had to go deliver it back to the DC instead of taking it to the receiver, just because we had a coolant leak. But before we take care of that coolant leak, it's a little flow valve or something underneath there that we're gonna have to take off and replace. Before we do that, we gotta do this. So as you can see right here, this bumper has been just something of a terror for us, right? So what's been happening is this screw right here, or this bolt, has been eating into our bumper and just making this hole a lot bigger and just eating away at it. So we're gonna have to actually, because this is like seized on there, we're gonna have to actually cut it off and then put another bolt there. But we also have this issue here. So this bar right here is the second bar we put here. This bar right here is the second bar we put here. These bars are breaking for some reason, just on this bumper right here at this like the elbow area right here. So I put a strap here, as you can tell, and that's been keeping this together well enough. But now this will start shaking. So once we can fix this part here, then we should be able to secure this whole bumper again.
First issue we're fixing here is this bumper. We have already replaced both bars on this bumper here. This is the second bar that is busted, so we had to ratchet strap it here. For some reason, it's vibrating and breaking the bars. And then we have to replace this bolt here, which is vibrating and causing it's indenting in. So we gotta Dremel that off. So that's what we're about to do right now. And then we'll get to the second issue.
Wait. Hold up. So a lot of times people don't understand. So as we're getting ready to do this, you know, I always think about kind of like the details and stuff. And what people don't understand is, like, when I see these people, these other truckers, especially like the females, but there's some guys too, they got the brand new Jordans in their trucks. They got a whole bunch of shoe collections. You know what I'm talking about, Renea. They got all these like Lululemon stuff. But my question is, do you have a saw?
A grinder. Do
you have an extension cord to get that saw ready in order to work on your vehicle, right? Do you have these tools? Any of these tools? Do you have several needle nose pliers? Do you have you know, sockets? You know, do you have a bolt retriever or just a metal, you know, something? Do you have any of that? Because if you don't, you're not really trucking. Because trust me, since I've been trucking, we've had it. We've had to have it, several items. So have a good day.
All right, so we have located the problem area here, and now we're gonna fix the problem area.
done with this over here?
Yeah, we're gonna check the bottom side, other side real quick to make sure there's a bolt in there. I thought it was out.
You know, guys, as much as I would love to take my wife to Lululemon and get her a whole bunch of different clothes and shoes and what are those things? She likes those Crocs, you know, all those type of things, you know, and get her those fancy shoes. Man, we have to get those parts, and we have to get tools to work on stuff, and then we have to keep it somewhere. So we gotta have, you know, toolboxes and compartments for all these things that we may need to do to fix our truck. Because right now, you just saw it took us about 20 minutes, maybe a little more than 30 minutes, we'll say, to go ahead and secure this bumper properly so it's not shaking. So we have that done for the time being. We still got to figure out what we're going to do here, but we're just, if you don't know with trucking, you just try to get things done. So the next job is going to be back here, and right back here, oh, there it is right there. It's actually still leaking right there. I don't know if you can tell right there where my finger is. There's a coolant getting ready to leak right now. So it's actively leaking. We're gonna have to get in there and get it done. I saw a video where somebody actually had taken off the side skirt, and they had taken off this side skirt here and taken off this piece, which, I mean, it's not gonna hurt to do it, but I think we can actually get that done right here without moving all that. It's right here. That's our leak, so we got to get that off and get it replaced. And I see 2 drops instead of 1, so it's definitely leaking more after you started it. Remember the RPMs? RPMs. Yeah, it just starts dripping faster when it started. All right, guys. So these are the tools you're gonna need. You're gonna need to pinch off those hoses around that that valve there. I don't know what kind of valve it is now. We've heard like 2 different terms, so who knows what the name of the valve is. We're gonna have to take it off and then take it to the parts store and find out. You're gonna need these pliers, set of pliers to get those clamps. Those clamps, you just pinch them, and then you're gonna probably need, and obviously you're gonna need these to pinch off the hoses so you don't lose too much fluid. Pull those part out. So you just pull that part out and take it to the shop and figure out how much it costs so you can get it.
Hope that's pinched off enough right there. Okay, now we need these.
Yep. Yep. Perfecto.
How the fuck you get this thing off there though? Oh, there goes the coolant.
Well, I mean, did you watch the video? Do you remember? I mean, if I could say anything else right now, I would.
That's it. Okay, here we go. This is what we got.
Here we are, not at Lululemon, but at, of course. So that part is the OEM part we just pulled off. It's a heater valve, a heater check valve. It controls the water flow one way. So, man, I hope my wife looked and saw exactly which way that water flow was going. It had an arrow on it. Now that I think about that. Anyways, So yeah, we're at AutoZone, just chilling.
And do whatever we can to keep you out of the bays and back on the road.
He said it's the other store that has it down on Camp Wisdom in Westmoreland. So go down there, take a left on Westmoreland, and then Camp Wisdom. There's another AutoZone. He said they show that they have the one there.
Bad news is we had to go to another place, not another AutoZone, but we did, and there's my wife, and she's finally walking out with a piece that we can try. They look like yeah, I think it's a simple thing. It's not anything that's specific to a Peter building like that. It does the same exact thing. So.
Okay, so we got what we need. Took a couple different stores, but so this was the original part. So you could pull the number up and it shows the cross reference of the part that goes from like AutoZone or whatever. So we just got this from AutoZone. It's like $23 total. But this is their part. I matched them side by side. Everything looks good, so we're gonna go replace this piece.
So where are we at now? So we're at Wingstop. We're gonna get a 15 piece. So, cause we haven't eaten all day yet, and so we're gonna snack while whenever we replace this part. We're gonna have to let the truck run, get it up to temperature, rev it up at a high RPM, and visualize and make sure that we fix that leak. So while doing that, I mean, it's going to take some time for it to warm up, and then just warm up in 2 minutes. So we're going to have a little something to eat. So we're going to get there, replace the part. Once we replace the part, let the truck warm up the temperature and go from there. So that's where we're at in this process right now. We drove around to Advanced Auto Parts. We drove around to what we called Fleet Pride. Well, we drove around to Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone. We went to one Advanced Auto Parts. They all have it, but they have to order it. There's 3 different versions so far. There's a Murray spec, a manufacturer. There's a Murray spec, a AC Delco, and then the one that's actually on the truck is a GM part number. So it's a very popular part. They just don't really have it in stock. But I can tell you what, if you go on our website, we're going to have a store, and we're going to start supplying, we're going to start having those parts in stock at our house. We're going to start ordering some in bulk. The depth dozer valves, the small little sensors and stuff. If you can order some of those and have those on a little store on your website, those are going to sell. People need those. Right now they're going in the stores for like $40. We found one type maybe in Home Depot. We need to research it, but this says it's going for $11. So once again, we searched a lot of places, and everyone has it, but they don't have it in stock. We finally found one AutoZone that had it in stock. So they had one piece in stock. So pretty popular parts though. They do wear out. They're made of plastic. It's just a check valve. It just has a little float in there, and it stops the fluids from going back in the opposite direction. It's needed. You just can't replace it with just a straight hose. You can do that if you just have a hose and you want to go ahead and put that hose there in place, and you want to just get to your get down the road. You can do that, but you still need to replace that check valve according to my research. I'm not a mechanic, so just telling you what I've read on Google and what I've listened to other people say on YouTube, and how mechanics on YouTube and I don't even know if they're mechanics, they're just saying they're mechanics. So how the people on YouTube are saying how to replace the part. So yeah, anyhow, that's where we're at right now. We're getting ready to go place it, and we'll continue the video later on.
All right, here is our old one, and here is our new one. You go like that. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this. Actually, I'm gonna work with this one that I have in front of me right now.
In the range, 2 hours later, I can't eat the pain. All of you sounding the same. Back of the bus, stay in your lane. I don't really ever do no regular-ish. Who he think he talking to, a regular chick? Flintstone rock stay all on my wrist. 40-ounce booty, real thick in the hips. Ain't no regular, schmegular, money on my cellular. Diamonds on my body, big brick, drop the temperature. I don't really ever do no regular-ish. Who he think he talking to, a regular chick?
All right, so it's in there. As you can see, she's gonna point at what she did. What'd you do?
So I stuck this in here, clamp that side down to where.
So now we're gonna see if it leaks after we
Let me double check and make sure this is.
after we take off the clamps here. So now we're getting ready to open up the hood. We're gonna go ahead and top off the coolant and see if we have anything leaking from that point on, because it may just be a point where maybe there's just not enough fluid hot enough to reach that hose. So we're gonna go ahead and refill it, see what happens. Nothing happens, we're gonna turn the key, run the truck all the way up to temperature, let it get pressurized, put it on underneath a high RPM, and visually make sure that it does not leak again. We don't want to be on the highway when this happens. That's good for now, I think.
You gotta start it.
Well, I'm gonna go see if it's leaking right now.
Let's go check and see if it's leaking.
Because that whole left side here was all empty. You just put most of that into that left side there. So now you gotta put the top back on for the pressurization there. And let's see if it's leaking right now. After we just topped it off. I don't visibly see any leaks. I don't feel any leaks. All right, turn the truck on. No visible leaks so far. Let's just let it get up the temperature. Let's let it run for a while. Put everything up. We should be good to start putting everything up.